What's up, guys? It's Aiimz, and I'm sorry I haven't been doing very many videos. I've been kind of sidetracked, and I have been live streaming instead, but I have school now, and that is a little more important. If I do well in school, I'll be able to do this forever, you know, that type of stuff. So yeah, there's that. So, long-awaited patch day where World of Warcraft has finally kind of gone into Pandaria mode. All of the Pandaria talents are out, and Glyphs, and whatnot and stuff. And so all of my other guides that I recently made were, I knew that they weren't going to be valid for long, but I wanted to go over the Holy Paladin talents again. So another thing before I even get into that, they have hard capped mana. So if you're level 85, you're hard capped at 102,000 mana. When you're 86, it's 120k, and it goes up like that. It doesn't go up by 20k increments. It eventually gets kind of high, but it's I don't know. I feel kind of nerfed all of a sudden. Just because of the fact that I had 150,000 mana and now I've got 102,000 mana. But that's alright. So yeah, that's just my little rant thingy. So that's that. Alright. So in my talents video when I did it back like, I don't know, 3 weeks ago, 2 weeks ago, something like that, I didn't really go over glyphs. I went over it in another video, but it didn't render, and there was tons of stuff. Personally, I don't like any of our glyphs. I just, no. Glyph of Protector of the Innocent is better than my Glyph of Beacon of Light. I just don't have it, so Protector of the Innocent is really a holy talent that we should get. Then there's not really much that's, I mean, I can see Divine Plea because you get the 5 seconds and then you get all your mana back, 12% or whatever. And then I can see Divinity as well. Divinity is nice. Divinity would be the other one that I would switch out, but I currently don't need it because I'm geared. Later on, when gear is a factor and your mana run will slow, Divinity will be better. Currently I'm using Glyph of Avenging Wrath because why not? I pop wings and I get 10% of my life back or something. Yeah, 10% of my life back just from popping wings. Glyph of Flash of Light. I don't really Flash of Light like ever, but if I do, it's nice. It really doesn't matter. Yeah, that's really your holy. I mean, if you're doing 5 mans, the Light of Dawn glyph would be alright. Because then your Light of Dawn would be more effective. But seriously, Protector of the Innocent, either Avenging Wrath, Flash of Light, Beacon of Light, or Divinity. Yeah, 3 glyphs. Alright, I'm not going to spend all the time on my glyphs. And I'm sorry that I'm not moving, or I am moving, but it's not very good scenery or whatnot. I think I have my view distance on. I do, I have it on lower setting, I don't know why. It changed that for some reason when I patched, I guess. Alright, so talents. I don't see why you'd want your speed and movement to be on a 45-second cooldown when you could be every time you judge, which you judge now every 5 seconds. Which basically means you have a movement speed every 2 seconds, or 3 seconds. Every 2 seconds, whatever. With 2-second intervals. That's pretty. Let's see right here. Alright, Pursuit of Justice. That's what I'm going with. 15% movement speed at all times, and then if I have all 5, it's an extra 25%. So I'll be sitting at 40% movement speed if I have all stacks, which I probably won't, but 50% at all times is better. I don't have to worry about judging and all that stuff. Fist of Justice just because I don't have to worry about CC. I'm not doing PvP, so I don't have to worry about my hits making enemies' movement speed slow. I mean, that's again situational. If you have ads that you need to slow, and you happen to be one of the people that needs to slow, hit them with it by all means. Alright, and then the third level 45 talents, drumroll. There's any one of these is actually good. I like Sacred Shield. I played in Wrath. I love the shield. It was so nice. Basically, 12k bubble. I mean, it's depending on your spell power or int or whatever you call it. Like if you get it in red, it's like 390 damage it absorbs, so I wouldn't get it then. But otherwise, if you're holy, Sacred Shield is an option. Eternal Flame is also good. It's just like hot on your Word of Glory, but it depends. If you're in 25 man, you probably won't be using that. You don't really need to worry about hots, especially if you have Sacred Shield. You just put a shield up. It doesn't cost any mana or holy power. It just has a 6-second cooldown. You can only have it on one person, but 6-second cooldown, so why not use it? Selfless Healer would be the only other one, but I see this a lot better in PvP, obviously, because your successful judgments reduce your cast time and mana cost by 35% per stack. Stacks up 3 times, so basically you can have a free flash of light that's gonna do a whole lot. Alright, so then you have your Hand of Purity would be totally, it's very PvP helpful for dots and stuff. But it could be situational if you have a fight where someone's taking dots, you know, put that on them. Truthfully, I won't be using that. Clemency, the Hand of Freedom, Hand of Protection, Hand of Sacrifice, and Hand of Salvation, I don't ever use them enough. I don't use those hands. I use maybe a bot, which is Hand of Protection. Or Hop now. I'll use that. I'll use Salvation. I use Salvation or Sacrifice. I mean, yeah, it does. I don't use Salvation very much because, I mean, if you have a good tank, you don't really have to worry about it. So Clemency is really out of the question for me. And then Unbreakable Spirit. Unbreakable Spirit is what I use. When my Divine Shield, you know, Lay on Hands and stuff is on cooldown. Every time I use Holy Power Point, I get 1% cooldown reduced off of it, up to a maximum of 50%. So my 10-minute Lay on Hands is pretty much a 5-minute Lay on Hands, because I'm gonna use 50 Holy Power Points if I'm healing something or anything worthwhile. Alright, and then that gets us to level 75. Oh yeah, so the ones that I picked is the ones that I would go for. I would say a lot of Holy Paladins are gonna go with this, with the exception of the level 45 and the level 75 differences. Alright, let's get into 75. So the difference in 75 is because you can get Holy Avenger, where every time you would Holy Shock, you get 3 Holy Power Points. And it heals for a whole, it does 30% extra healing, your Holy Shock does. And that's for 18 seconds. So unless you get, you know, one of those procs where you get to use your Holy Shock again, like an extra one, you're only gonna get 3 of these. 3 Holy Shocks in, if you don't get any RNG. So that means you get 9 Holy Power. Granted, you're probably going to get more than that in the time. It's on a 2-minute cooldown, not very big cooldown. You could probably, I'm saying that this would be your other choice if you don't choose Divine Purpose. Divine Purpose is very RNG oriented though, more so than Holy Avenger, but I'm using it just to test it out. Currently, I would say that either one of those is good. Divine Purpose is no cooldown, you don't have to worry about a cooldown, but it's not, it's not on demand. If you need the heals, then you're out of luck if you don't get it, sorry. Abilities that cost Holy Power have a 1 in 4 chance of causing an effect, so that you can just use it again. So like if you Word of Glory someone and then they're like, it's really nice in PvP for sure. If I Holy Power someone, or Holy Power, Word of Glory someone when they're at low health and it pops them back up, but then I got a free second one, I'm gonna use it. That's what I'd use for PvP. Sanctified Wrath, Avenging Wrath lasts 50% longer, which is nice. So you get 30-second Avenging Wrath, plus if you're, it synergizes with the Glyph really well. You get 15% healing, I think, yeah. 50% of your total health back from that Glyph. Plus, your Holy Shock is on, its cooldown's 3 seconds. So you can generate a whole lot of Holy Power. Holy Shock's not that great. It's kind of expensive. It's instant cast, kind of expensive, and it's on 3-second cooldown. That means you get one other spell in, which is going to be your Holy Power spell, which is either going to be Light of Dawn or Word of Glory. I could see this being viable, but I could see it as not being too viable because you have to wait on Avenging Wrath, which is a 3-minute cooldown. That's a 2-minute cooldown, and Divine Purpose has no cooldown, but it's RNG. So I'm going to go with Divine Purpose. Other people will go with the Holy Avenger. I'll switch around between both of those. If I need on-demand super heals, I'll go with Holy Avenger. If I don't need on-demand and if I don't need him, then I'll go Divine Purpose. Let's see. Last one. Light's Hammer and Holy Prism. I like Holy Prism. I also like Light's Hammer, but Light's Hammer is more DPS. Execution Stance, lots of damage. I like that one too. I would go with the Execution Stance or Execution Sentence or Holy Prism. Holy Prism is 30k plus 20k damage to lots of enemies. So that's more of like a, if there's lots of ads in the fight, I would go with that. Plus, you could do 20,000 healing to 5 allies near an enemy that you hit with it, and that's good for like stacking. And I would take Holy Prism. This last tree is kind of like there's stuff that it will vary in different fights. I like Execution Stance, Sentence, and Holy Prism personally. I'll probably, if the more stacking there is, which I've seen from what I've seen gathered from the Mists, I would go with the Holy Prism, just because I can use it on an enemy, do 30,000 damage to him, and do 20,000 healing to 5 people. That's more healing than the Execution Sentence, just from the tooltip. So that's that. And yeah, I could go over Brett. I'm not gonna be able to do it in this video. Music you've been listening to is called Vocaloid. I don't know if you know what that is, or maybe you do. That's just what it is. And yeah, this has been patch 5.0.4 Holy Paladin PvE spec. Yeah, spec and Glyphs. Thanks for watching. Comment, rate, subscribe, ask for whatever else you want. I'll try to make more videos in the future. I know I said that I would, and I would make lots more videos, but kinda school is like boom, and I have a crap workload. Like, oh my gosh. Anyway, thanks for watching. Peace out.